average is not invited. Not if you're holding your company off-site in Las Vegas. We aren't on friendly terms with the bare minimum, and unenthusiastic is uninvited. Las Vegas's creative energy and world-class hospitality want to bring your company off-site to crazy new heights. That's why fear-based leadership is afraid of Vegas, and boring won't be there, but it will be watching the meeting recordings later. Plan for the extraordinary at vegasmeansbusiness.com.
Welcome to our podcast, It's About Payroll. We're your hosts, Brian Escobar and Walter William Duncan III. Whether you're new to the payroll game or a seasoned veteran, we have something for you. Welcome back, folks. This is episode 140, 140 episodes deep. And today we're going to talk about some true crime, some payroll true crime, always a fun subject. Negligence in New York. Before we get into it, what's up, Walt?
What's up, man? Happy day to you.
Happy day.
Oh, Sister Act.
What was that?
It was a song from Sister Act.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. I felt like it was religious. Something.
Tied it to the movie with Whoopi. Right?
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think it was Sister Act too.
Oh, really? That was the one with Lauryn Hill in it, right? Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, man, I'm good. No complaints. I'm good. I'm still rapping with my Dolphins.
Yeah, no wrong with that. That's all right. Hey, better luck next season.
Right, you know? Yeah.
What you know? What
I did win offensively.
Yeah. See, winning. That's what I'm saying. Wow, that's huge,
How
right?
doing,
First
man?
time ever, right?
First time they were in the playoffs. They don't want.
And how many years have you been playing fantasy league?
Honestly, with the same league.
No, just period in general.
This league is the only league I've ever been in.
Okay.
It's been like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was longer. All right.
Yeah.
That's not that, but it's still a good long run. Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. South Florida's a little cool right now. We got a little cool front. Very comfortable outside. It's very nice. Yeah, let's get into it. We're just getting a little pay news and.
So I have something a little different. I know we normally do articles.
Yeah.
But I did a search on Google and I wanted to see if you agreed.
Start some conversation, why don't we?
Yes. So search for what the top 5 characteristics of a payroll professional are. Okay. This is what Google provided, right?
Okay.
1 is exceptional attention to detail. 2 is strong analytical skills. 3 is excellent communication skills. 4, deep understanding of compliance regulations. And number 5 is the ability to manage multiple tasks and deadlines with accuracy. Do you feel like those are the top 5 characteristics, as said, for a payroll?
Exceptional attention, the strong analytical, excellent communication, deep understanding, and the ability to manage multiple tasks and deadlines. Accuracy essentially needed. I think one of them has got to be, and it brings me back to our days at Charter Schools USA. Grit.
Great.
I think
The acronym GRIT.
Oh, I don't know the acronym, but I'm just saying the word grit.
Okay.
To have of course, you remember the acronym part of it. Just like that thick skin. I don't know what the right word is. Thick skin.
Yeah.
You got to be resilient because, right, you can't take things personal. They're good. Those are good. If you have skills, you will definitely be a good payroll person. But I think that you can't be like faint-hearted. I don't know, faint-hearted. Not for the sake of
You can't be easily offended.
Can't be easily offended.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Because look, I'll tell on myself. There's been times,
Yeah.
especially early in my career, I did get offended.
Okay,
I
yes.
did take somebody that's coming at payroll, like,
Yes. Yeah.
and I get guarded. No, for real. Hey, what's up? Like, you're coming at us. You're coming like, we didn't do it. It wasn't at fault. I find myself being defensive.
Yes. Yes. In
Oh,
my
for
mind, I
payroll.
still get defensive in my mind. Like when I
Yeah.
see something, I'll be like, we didn't do jack. And now I laugh it off. I know I'm in a good
Yeah.
place now because my coworkers now will be like, wow, the world, things are falling apart. Brian's over there, cool hand Luke. What is it?
Unfazed.
Unfazed. So I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. In my head, I'm like, Spung and bold. Come on,
Yeah.
man. So I've gotten to a place now where I'm calm and collective outwardly, but inside I still get like defensive. I take it personal, but it just, it's a flash, right? It's a flash and it goes away. And I'm like,
you have those thoughts, right? You have to, oh, you don't think of them. So let me not say it, but you have to quell or smash or stop, prevent that urge to say it in that moment.
Yep.
Like, I find myself there too. I'm sure other people do. Illness.
Yeah.
We're emotionally sometimes, and you want to protect ours and our people.
Yes. But at the same time, I guess that's also the good trait about it. When you do, it's not taking it personal. It's taking ownership.
It's like ownership is
You're taking ownership of your work and your work product. And that is, well, again, you can't take it personal because there's so many things that they come at payroll for and it's not our fault, it has nothing to do with us. So I think, what do you think?
So I think a lot of these are good characteristics. Are in top 5? Maybe I might want to take one out. I don't know which one, but like I'm thinking about the thing that you said, right? That we said all along. We said it during this podcast. You said it when I first met you. Is that I can teach you the skill. I can't teach you an attitude.
Yes.
Right.
And it's funny you said that because I thought about that as I was reading these things. Yep.
Yeah. And so that's what comes to mind is like maybe having people skills, especially in today's climate.
Oh, today's climate for sure.
It's more important. It should be higher on the list than one of those. Like, but maybe it falls under excellent communication skills. Maybe people skill or whatever. Because we do need to understand compliance and be able to multitask. And
stuff that's why I said they're all good. If you have these, you will be a good payroll person.
I feel like exceptional attention to detail, analytical skills, be one and the same.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I think if I had to take one out, I think you can have strong analytical skills and still have that attention to detail with those analytical skills in there. And I would just replace either one of those with like people skills, not just people.
Yes, agreed. We said soft skills are the new hard skills, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. I like the good spur of conversation here. Big on LinkedIn today, because that's our social network. That's our social media. That's our first go-to, is that Paychex is rumored to be buying Paycor. Yeah. Consolidating those P's. That's funny. It's funny because when Walt and I were at the Payroll Congress this past spring, somebody there was like, oh, the P's. And I was like, I'm sorry, what do you mean? And they were like, Paychex, Paycor, pay this, pay that, pay. And it's like a funny. Paylocity. Yeah, there's a bunch of payroll companies that start with P. So I was like, oh, they said something like all the P's. And I was like, huh? It'll be one less P in that pea soup. It's this go.
You know what you should know? You should know the You Should Know podcast. That's what you should know. Because then you'd be in the know on all things that are timely and topical. Subscribe to the You Should Know podcast. Thanks.
If this goes through, Paychex will be buying Pay, and all the comments were flying out there. And at the end of the day, I go back to immediate. Now when I think about vendors and companies and technology and the evolution of things, I keep thinking about Giver and Elena and Cynthia, and just because I want the new blood to become that powerhouse, right? Because it's changed the game, disrupted. I love what Elena kept saying was like, we're going to simplify payroll, or we have already, right? They have, and it's going to be a continued evolution for sure, because new problems come, so new solutions have to come. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that is a step in that direction of consolidation, or companies getting together, pooling their resources, and then building new tools, because we have to get away from these old freaking tools, right? If we want something different from payroll, we really have to get away from the tools We have to get away from the back office thing of things and, on the back side and the front side and, that it's old. Like, you know what I mean?
We have to adapt.
We got to adapt. We got to adapt.
We have to.
So, and I don't know if you peeped it yet, but on the list for our next episode, I proposed that we speculate about what we want out of AI and payroll. Put a list of things together, each of us, right? And we just speculate on that. What do you want AI to do for you in payroll? And be fearless, because I think we're already, I think we're past the part of being scared it's going to take our job. Walt and I welcome that, right? I know some folks out there may be like, oh no, I won't have a job. I don't think anybody working payroll right now is at risk of losing their job to AI yet in this day and maybe 10, 20 years from now, maybe 5, 10. Maybe not, because shit is moving fast, right? It is moving fast. So maybe 5 to 10 years from now, that could be a reality. But, that's what I was going to say. I was watching this random Netflix movie with Megan Fox, though. And it was,
she was AI?
Subservient or something. So, of course, B level, but it was fine. But I'm thinking about it from payroll. Like, I see this AI stuff and I'm like, I'm watching it from payroll. It was very iRobot-ish, the movie. But I'm thinking about it in that respect.
Yeah.
Hold on now. So again, I'm ushering it in. I'm like, let's go. Let's do it. Because I want to be a part of that.
It's here to stay.
It is. Yep.
And it's going to impact our jobs and how payroll is ran and how the processing behind that or conduct, right? It's here. It's going to impact us. We have to adapt.
Yes. My point to bring up that movie is, in the movie, a part of it was AI, the robots, because this is AI personified. These are robots. Right now, our AI lives on our devices. It hasn't become mainstream yet to have a robot in your home. Although I see the commercials and I see the stuff. Anywho, in a part of the movie, this construction crew was about to lose all their jobs except the foreman. They said the insurance still wants a human on site to monitor progress, blah, 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 blah. I think that's going to be the formula for most things that AI takes over, that a human still be involved. So again, it is going to be a pilot.
Yes. Look, I totally agree. And I think it's going to be just like that, where AI is going to do sort of a lot of the auditing, making sure that we're still compliant, making sure those things. But as far as it having autonomy to finalize a payroll by itself,
right? No.
So we're not going to trust AI to do that, because we don't say, okay, hey, maybe AI makes a mistake, we programmed it wrong or whatever, and it posts a payroll for the whole year or whatever. I don't know, something.
Who knows? There are a million different things.
Yeah. So,
but
I think you're absolutely
fun
right.
To speculate that next show. Yeah. So that was my article. Just payroll folks, be aware if you process using Paychex or Paycor, expect some change in the near future.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's pay some bills. Shout out to TimeTrack Go. If you're tired of messy timesheets or complicated time clock software, then TimeTrack Go is the intuitive solution that makes managing employee hours simple and efficient. But don't take our word for it. Customers have given TimeTrack Go a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Capterra, and they have been awarded badges for best ease of use and best customer service again in 2024. Here is what some of the customers are saying. Great value, best clock-in app on the market, great time clock for the modern office, intuitive and efficient, simple to use, and priced right. Everybody likes to hear that part. And customer support is awesome. I think those are the two that matter the most. It's priced right and customer support is awesome. And maybe 3, intuitive and efficient, right?
Shout out to TimeTrack Go. So to learn more about a simply better solution for time tracking, real-time reporting, PTO automation, payroll integrations, and more, visit www.timetrackgo.com. That's TRAK Go.com. And start your 14-day free trial today. Let's go.
Let's go. So today's true crime. Man, I had fun reading through these. Thank you, as always, for procuring our true crime cases and articles and things that people are running amok.
Yeah.
So yeah, share.
Let's do it, man.
You want to split it up somehow?
Yes. Why'd you do this? You want to start off with the case overview and then I
No,
do the
absolutely.
takeaways and prevention?
Absolute. Fittingly, New York man, not a Florida man this time. New York man pleaded guilty to employment tax crimes. He failed to collect and pay overemployment taxes from the wages of his company's employees. This resulted in significant tax losses for the government, of course. According to court documents and statements made in court, Victor Aguayo of Nassau County was owner and president of Mabel Interior Design, Inc., an interior painting business in Westbury, New York. I know it well. Aguayo was responsible for withholding Social Security, Medicare, federal, the norm, from employee wages, payroll taxes, and reporting those wages and paying those withheld taxes to the IRS on a quarterly basis. Instead, Aguayo paid his employees approximately $3.6 million in cash wages, but did not withhold or pay taxes from those wages. In addition, he caused false quarterly tax returns to be filed that did not report those cash wages. And as a result, Aguayo caused the tax loss of $545,000 and $543,000 basically. And Aguayo is scheduled to be sentenced on April 21st, 2025. He faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Maybe this was non-violent, so he'd probably do 3, 2.5, 3. He also faces a period of supervised release, restitution, and monetary penalties. If he has a good lawyer, he might not do a time at all. Yeah, this is a classic case, right? We see a lot of the cases we find, and
This episode is brought to you by Global X. Since 2008, Global X ETFs has been committed to empowering investors with unexplored, intelligent solutions. Global X specializes in exchange-traded funds that offer exposure to the artificial intelligence ecosystem, including themes like data centers, robotics, semiconductors, and cloud computing. To learn more about Global X's entire suite of ETFs, from covered calls, fixed income, emerging markets, and more, visit globalxetfs.com.
I don't know how we get these shows to the masses so business owners can see, oh snap, let me stop before I face jail time.
Because look, they might be running us. This might be a smaller business. Even though he's making good money, might be a smaller business, right? And so he probably has friends and stuff like that, and may have done the same thing. Who knows who's giving him advice of this, right? And it's, hey, just that pay him under the table. I've known people that been in my circle that were paid under the table.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Especially because we old and we're older. Absolutely. And I don't know. I guess it always, as long as there's cash, there's always that chance that somebody's working just for cash.
And look, another point here is that he was the owner and president.
Yes. Isn't that the case every time we find these, right? It's the owners.
Somebody in the C-suite or
right?
Whatever.
Or there's no oversight on the payroll person. But usually with the payroll taxes, and now we're formulating like, I don't know, trends, because we do this so much. Maybe we got to do something with it, right? It's usually if they're the owner, if their ownership, it's going to be the payroll taxes that they evade. If it's a payroll person, they're just redirecting payroll money. They're not so much evading payroll taxes. They're just like creating a ghost employee, skimming somewhere from the changing data up and phantom data. Ghost employee, right? They're finagling they're messing with the data because somebody's doing everything. So it's that pattern. And we really got to find a way to get these episodes out to the masses because business owners need to be aware, like, stop what you're doing. If you're doing this, right?
And look, you're right. It might be ignorance, right? Not willful ignorance, but just, hey, I just don't know. I've been doing this. I didn't think it was a problem or whatever. And I've been like, look, I just thought I was avoiding out of it.
I thought I was saving some money, blah, blah, blah. I am reporting some, blah, blah, blah. But all right, give us some of the key takeaways here and the solutions.
Yeah, key takeaways from this is that basically Victor did not fulfill his legal obligation to withhold or remit employment taxes, which is a serious offense.
Mm-hmm.
Such crimes not only defraud the government, but also potentially harm employees as taxes like Social Security and
That's
Medicare.
true. Yep.
They go to like retirement for people, benefits for people and stuff like that. And
Yep.
so I'm not reporting this stuff actually taken away from the employee.
Yep.
And I people think about that. He thought he was doing good. I'm paying him cash, not taxing him, but I'm actually harming them in the end.
Yeah.
So some prevention strategies here. What the last episode we did is the importance of regular audits and payroll.
Yep.
That's the one here.
Yep.
Regular audit. Conduct regular audits, payroll processes to ensure compliance. That's number 2 is training and educating. You said it a little bit, just a couple of them. How do we get this out to the masses?
Yep.
How can we train them to educate these business owners and these staff to understand the compliance pieces of this and make sure that they're not doing anything illegal and not committing fraud?
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 3, automating system. Use an automated payroll system to ensure accurate calculations and timely remits attached. Number 4, separation of duties.
Yeah.
Having that oversight.
Yes.
So having those checks and balances in place.
Yep.
One person does this thing forward and does the other part. And same thing. Number 5, externally oversight. Have external auditors or consultants review your payroll practices and your information regularly. And so by implementing these strategies, business can significantly reduce the risk of payroll tax fraud.
I think the last 2 are really important. The separation of duties, they're all important. But I think what pops out at to me is because it's temptation, right? Like we say all the time, comes down to, especially in this case where the business owner is the one, it comes down to that temptation piece. And it's like, I would love to help a new business owner understand, separate this task, and you're separating the temptation of, because you may do it every now, and it may become addictive where you're like, you know what? All I got to do is hold back a $10,000 right here. I'm going to report 40, not 50. And then, oh, wow, maybe some time goes by. Oh, man, nobody ever said anything about that $10,000 that I held back. That really helped me out in my life. I'm going to do it again. And that's where you get caught up in it. Some of these folks, like you always say, you got to give people grace. You don't know what they're going through. Maybe that could be it. But if you come out the gate as a business owner and you right away get like a Valor payroll, get Christina on your team, right? To process your payroll so that, shout out to Valor. What's that?
So get us on your team.
Or us. We can help guide you there. And it could be just a separate person. You don't even have to outsource it. Do a separate person that, you know what, I'm going to do this. Especially in our case, like we're business partner. Look, Walt, you're going to figure out what everybody gets paid. I am going to get it all paid and filed away. You don't have access to do that, but you need to true up the gross, and I'll break it down to the net or vice versa. So that is an easy separation of duty. And then neither one of us are ever going to feel like, oh, wait, I'm going to do this and do that. You checks and balances, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let me throw this question in here. I know this is the extra question that we didn't have, but do you feel that there's a difference? Obviously, there's a difference when I ask you this. There's a difference between guarding a process and not letting anybody be privy to that data, which may be justified or may not, versus separation of duty, right? When I mean guarding something, is I work for someone and teach me certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Purpose.
Oh,
So it was guarding that part of the process. And I was just like, and I would ask him, hey, can I just watch you? Am I not?
did he do it for good reasons or just because it was bad reasons? It's like malicious.
Just, I think it was
Insecurity.
Insecurities and stuff like that to protect his own neck. And I think that is what we have to clearly define as, especially when we're in leadership roles, no matter what role you're in, whether even if you're just a peer or whatever, or subordinate or whatever, it's still, I think you need to know the difference between guarding something like stiff arming somebody away,
Right.
and versus having a separation of duty that makes sense.
Yeah. Because today, if you're in a decent system, how we talk about reliable systems a lot. If you're in a reliable system, I should be able to teach you what you want to know, but not give you access to do it.
Have you ever been to a webinar where the topic was great, but there wasn't enough time to ask questions or have a dialogue to learn more? Well, welcome to HR and Payroll 2.0, the podcast where those post-webinar questions become episodes. We feature HR practitioners, leaders, and founders of HR, payroll, and workplace innovation and transformation, sharing their insights and lessons learned from the trenches. We dig in to share the knowledge and tips that can help modern HR and payroll leaders navigate the challenges and opportunities ahead. So join us.
And that's because there is some value in separation of duties and active missions. But we talk about it all the time. Knowledge is nothing if it's not shared.
Right.
Yeah. And I like the question of the day. Should people who have been committed payroll crimes in the past be permitted to work in the same industry after they've served their time? I think that the regulator there is, if you have been charged with a felony, that dictates what you could do right there. It's gonna be self-regulating. If you've been charged with a felony, that felony is gonna restrict what you can do after you pay your debt to society.
So let me ask you, because I was thinking about this earlier, right? The reason I asked, because this is one of the reasons I wore a jersey here, I was thinking about have certain agreements in their contracts that they have to adhere to, certain drugs they can't take, and stuff like that, and they get suspended. But after they serve their suspension, I've seen dudes get suspended for a year because they did something wrong, and they took a steroid or they smoked marijuana or whatever,
Right.
and going bad stuff, but they got another chance in industry. So that's what prompted me to say, so somebody in this industry, I know it's not a felony. Look, I know that, and I want to say that.
Okay.
Totally different level of thing. Look, some of them do commit felonies.
Yeah.
Some of those athletes commit felonies, and they get suspended for a year or 6 games or whatever, and then they're allowed. I understand the industry is different because it's entertainment, and they're making lots of money.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of prompted me to write this question today.
That's a good separation, because then you shouldn't be one if you come out with a felony. But that's what I'm saying. It's self-regulating, because I don't think they shouldn't be given a chance at all. I think that, that felony should definitely dictate what you get a chance at doing.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. So if you financial crime, you best believe I'm not putting you anywhere near my finances.
You don't have
zero. You can't even log. I can't log into ADP. Nope. You can't. Sure can't.
Because honestly, look, as we saw with this guy, Victor, he was the owner and president.
Yeah. And it's usually, yep.
What's preventing him from opening up another business?
A felony, because he can't, under his name, he will be restricted to own things and different things. He'll be very restricted. A lot of people with felonies, they come out, they want to start a business, they have to start it in somebody else's name. He will be restricted. Yep. So that's it, folks. As we figure out how to get a tutorial out there to the business owners of the world. Don't do it. Don't do it. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You good. Anywho, yeah. All right, folks. Till the next time, we love you.
Peace.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn, and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.